Hi, I'm Tim Tyler, and this is a video about the end of evolution. There are several ways in which biological evolution might effectively stop. One is the extinction of all life. However, that seems to be a relatively unlikely outcome. Another way that has been proposed is if living systems eliminate natural selection, form one big organism, and then lose interest in future development, for example because the single remaining organism prefers to spend its time fingering its own pleasure centres. That seems pretty unlikely to me too. I think the formation of one big organism does seem to be a probability, but the creatures that make it will probably not desire a stagnant civilization, and so will successfully take steps to ensure that one does not form. The last way is best illustrated by considering evolution as a gigantic optimization process, analogous to a genetic algorithm. In this case, you can see the whole process as optimizing the fitness or the competence of living systems. If this competence reached an isolated global or local maximum value, then progressive evolution could be said to have effectively ceased. This could happen in one of two ways. One is for the local maximum to be far from the global maximum, in which case living systems might permanently fail to attain their evolutionary potential. Living systems have not got permanently stuck on a local maximum so far, though the phenomenon of stasis suggests that most species spend most of their time on local maxima. It seems rather probable that evolution won't have got permanently stuck before intelligent agents evolved in the light of the anthropic principle, and so the observation that evolution hasn't got stuck so far doesn't necessarily mean very much. On the other hand, living systems are clearly getting better and better at refactoring, at making jumps across design space. It will therefore take an increasingly isolated maximum for living systems to get stuck on it. I think this makes getting stuck anytime soon fairly unlikely. The other way is for the local maximum to be a global maximum. In that case, it's illuminating to consider for how long progressive evolution can continue before organisms become near to optimal. Competent ecosystems will probably be large. They'll need to do things like farm suns in stellar nurseries and should be able to exist in a large range of different habitats. That will effectively require a large quantity of heritable information. The number of configurations of a gene pool increases extremely rapidly with the size of the gene pool being considered, and so design space is utterly enormous. On the other hand, the rate at which agents can navigate through design space seems likely to increase over time. They seem likely to become more numerous, employ massive parallelism, and to improve their search techniques over time. Though design space is enormous, future creatures may be highly adept at finding things in it. These factors mean that it is difficult to predict how rapidly constructive evolution will progress towards its optimum value. Currently, I am more impressed by the enormity of design space than I am by the ability of creatures to navigate it, so I'm inclined to think that evolution will probably progress for many billions of years to come. However, my level of certainty about this is not very high. And the last possibility to mention is that something weird might happen. For instance, in the optimization verse scenario, we might solve the optimization problem our universe was set up to solve, and then find that our whole universe is shut down. Enjoy.